Hello. This is a PSA and one that I myself really need to listen to. And it's a call to stop isolating ourselves, especially when we're going through difficulty. Because I myself have been that person for a very long time who doesn't actually share myself with other people. I have kept things to myself, or when I do share things with people, I will share it like once removed. This is what's happening, but here's how I'm dealing with it, or this is what's happening, but it doesn't really matter. Like, it's okay, like, it will be fine. I don't need your support, like, don't worry. Or this is what's happening, isn't that kind of crazy or like bad, haha. And I haven't really allowed myself to feel things in the moment with other people or unpack situations with people in the moment. Like, I've always done that alone. And when other people speak to you a lot about their problems and they trust you with a lot, that's so lovely to share with people. But when you don't do the same back, I think it can like build up a version of resentment, and you kind of feel like relationships are transactional, even like subconsciously, which is what happened to me. Like, I didn't even realise that I wasn't like truly sharing myself with other people. I've not been engaging in the two-way street that would make these relationships equal and would make the sharing of problems not feel burdensome is a bit of a strong word, but you know what I mean, and it wouldn't build up like any kind of resentment, because both people are doing that. When you have experienced it, like being unsafe to share yourself with other people, or historically there were times where you were the only person in the world that you could rely on for emotional support, you can just end up choosing the route of then never sharing yourself again with other people, never relying on other people. And this is fine for like protecting yourself. Like, maybe you can do everything on your own for a while, or you can even go the rest of your life like that if you want to. But you're only going to have relationships that can reach a certain level of connection if you can't actually speak to your friends or partner or whoever to actually talk about what's going on and use your trusted people to not only tell them about the situation, but to allow them to help you process things, or just to allow them to witness you processing things, to take up an equal amount of space in the relationship rather than holding yourself back completely to like allow for the other person. And you might not even realise you're doing that. Like, I truly did not fully clock that I was doing that. Like, I knew that I was keeping a lot of stuff to myself. I knew that that was my natural instinct, and I knew that I had this feeling that people didn't know me and people didn't understand me, and I struggled to connect with people and I didn't feel seen by people. And I truly didn't realise that like a big part of me feeling that way was like how little space I was taking up in my life, in my relationships, and like how normal that was, how normal that had become for me. And it's still like a weird like truth to accept, and it sounds a bit ridiculous to say like, oh, I don't like take up fucking space. Like, it's not that I've never confided in my friends or anything like that, but for the most part, like, it's never been like 100% truthful experience for me. Like, I've always kept half my cards to my chest because like historically that has been safer for me to do. So if you're like hearing what I'm saying and thinking that kind of sounds like me, maybe it's time to look into that a little bit. Like, I don't know. And it is extremely hard. Like, it can be a very overwhelming thing to realise, and to realise like that it is only within your control to actually do something about it, which is extremely scary when you're feeling vulnerable to then go and show that to other people, because you're opening yourself back up to being hurt again, which is likely the reason that you were hiding yourself away in the first place. So that is very confronting. The way that I've been feeling recently, like in realising that I've been making myself smaller and smaller throughout the last like 8 years. There's a mask in front of your face and you don't really know how it got there. Like, maybe you didn't give the mask to yourself, maybe someone else gave you this mask. You don't know, but now it's your own hand holding it there, and you don't know how long you've been wearing it. You don't know how long you've been holding it there, and you don't really want to move your hand away because you don't know what's underneath it. But now you know that you're wearing a mask, you start to feel like you're being a fake version of yourself. And you also realise how tired your arm is from holding it up. And you kind of don't really know how to behave with this new information, because it very much feels like a lose-lose situation. But I actually do think it's a lose-win situation, because the next step probably is actually starting to let people see under the mask, or at least let them know that you've realised that there's a mask there and you're wanting to work on taking it away sometimes. My brain like physically couldn't handle like being around my friends, like being around people and thinking I'm doing this the whole time. I don't know what's gonna happen if I go like that, but I know I'm doing this, and so therefore I don't know how to behave in any situation I was in. I was just like a ghost version of myself, and I just truly could not handle that. So almost out of like a survival technique, so that my brain did not like actually implode, I started giving it a little go. Guys, sharing my actual feelings with people, telling them what I had been going through, and allowing them to like see me not being fully removed from that situation, but being like, yeah, I'm in it right now, and just like taking up a bit of fucking space for a moment. And let me say, it felt like climbing Mount Everest every time I do it, and it's only been like twice, but surprise, surprise, like I actually felt better. I actually felt that I was connecting with my friends, even though I'd just spoken about myself and they'd just listened to me. I really kind of used to feel that I was only connecting with people if it was the opposite way around, and like I was allowing them to open up. But when you are vulnerable with people and you offer yourself to them, you're allowing for the two-way street. You're letting them know, hey, I'm walking along this road, like if you want to come and join me. Maybe someone is going to listen to you today, but then maybe you'll need to listen to them tomorrow. Like that's part of a relationship involving more than one person. And your friends, your trusted friends are going to listen to you and like hold you with the care that you deserve, and they also like want to be able to do that. They will appreciate you opening up to them because they will feel trusted, and they will feel nice that they're able to provide care for you, and they will feel like, yeah, this is a safe two-way street, like thank you for proving that to me by being vulnerable with me. Like that does mean a lot to people. I know that because it means a lot to me when people do the same. And it's also hard when you've felt like you've taken on a lot of other people's problems, not through like fault of them sharing it with you, but just from you being so closed off, that like it feels like when you share yourself with people that they're going to feel burdened, and they're going to feel that they're taking something on, and it's going to be hard on them. So you don't want to make them feel the way that you kind of feel. But equally, like, you actually sharing some of yourself is going to take some of that burden off you. And the other person is going to feel grateful that I shared that. Like, it really doesn't feel like that's going to be the outcome. But if you have good friends who love you, who you trust, and they trust you, like, that's going to be a fantastic situation for your relationship. They're really going to show you some care, like, and you need to let yourself receive that care. I just wanted to say that you're allowed to share how you feel with your friends. That is what friendship is, being there for each other through the highs and the lows, not having to carry everything alone. It's actually really beautiful to have deep, loving friendships, especially today when everything is trying to get us to rely on literally anything but the people around us. Yeah, I feel like it really doesn't help that society is also simultaneously spouting that we can do everything on our own, and that is like literally never the case. And I'm truly like nowhere fucking near like fixed about this, guys. Like truly just on my path to trying my best. Don't think that I'm like speaking from a high and mighty fucking healed place. This is something that I need to hear and like need to remember. Everyone has the right to share themselves and be listened to and loved. But anyway, take care, have a good day, goodbye.